inc.com, and today's topic is soul retrieval and how do I know I need it. So your soul resides where? It resides right here. It's the epicenter of your soul. In some theologies, they call it the seat of your soul. It's right in that sternum kind of area. So those of you who might be familiar with chakras, it's not your heart chakra area. It's not your solar plexus chakra. It's actually in between. It's right here in this area here. So um, there's a topic that I cover in my workshops, and it's called soul retrieval. And I take my students through an exercise where I have them actually feel into their soul and connect with their soul. And for most of my students, it's the first time they've ever done this, and actually have like a channeling session with it, a conversation with it, get to know their soul really well, because it is the essential part of who you are. And I know for me, when in my childhood, is I had a really rough childhood, and there was some things that I did where I hated myself for it, and there was a lot of guilt and shame, and because of that, I beat myself up, and I was really hard on myself, and all those things, and I really self-loathed myself. And what the reason that this happened was because I don't know about you, or if this has happened to you or anyone you know maybe, but they don't feel like they're whole or complete. They feel like, there's always something missing. And I know this was for me, this was true for me as in my childhood. And so what did I do? I turned to drugs and alcohol and other kinds of things to try to fill this void, maybe relationships and other unhealthy things that were trying to fill this void because I felt like I was incomplete. And then it wasn't until many years later that I had a soul retrieval session. And that person that did the soul retrieval on me, they were like, holy smokes, like I've never seen a soul that needed this that bad. That's how bad your soul, what shape it was in. And so there's a couple important things to know about soul retrieval. So first of all, how do I know I need one? If you focus on your soul, and you can go ahead and do this right now. So just go ahead and close your eyes and look down at your soul in your sternum region. So feel into it and just feel into it. Do you feel that it might need some help, some healing? Does it feel like it's all there? So just go ahead and do this now. And if you're feeling any of that stuff, like anything, like you may need some soul retrieval session, some soul healing, things like that, there's a good potential possibility that you may need it. And actually, there's a lot more to soul retrieval than a lot of people think. They think it's just gathering all those pieces. So what can happen is, why do we need soul retrieval? Well, it can happen from a traumatic event. And when that traumatic event happens, your soul can become scattered into what's called different realities. But it's not oftentimes just this lifetime. Oftentimes it's many lifetimes. So this can accumulate over these many lifetimes. And then here you are in this lifetime, and you're like, oh, why do I feel like I'm incomplete? Or why I feel like I don't feel whole, or like I'm all here. And maybe it's because you really aren't. And so a practitioner, a good practitioner that knows how to do this properly, they will not only gather all your soul from these components, these fractured parts from all these different realities, and bring it back. But then after that, there's actually more to it than that. You have to actually do healing on it. And oftentimes the way I do that with my students is I'll like cocoon and wrap their soul and help it. And then I'll remove the burdens of the soul and help it to get healthier. And then when the healing process is done, that person's like, oh, I feel like I'm all here. I feel complete again, like for the first time in many lifetimes maybe. And it's just a wonderful, beautiful healing experience that a lot of my students feel. So my name is Ken Lewicki, and my website is channelinginc.com. If you would like to learn more about soul retrieval, if you would like to learn how to connect with your soul, how to channel your soul, your higher self, spirit guides, angels, fairies, sprites, dragons, all those cool things. I have a full entire curriculum around this. And you can go to my website, find out more about it. And also you can book a one-on-one session with me that would include all this training and healing as well. All right, my name is Ken Lewicki. Have a wonderful day.